Town of Crawford.
Laura Ripley, New York State Thruway.
Michael Weeks, City Port Service.
Jim Gershner, Town of Warwick.
Lauren Bennett, OCTC staff.
Raina Twill, LCTC staff.
Over Reviews Planner.
Rob Barrington, Orange County Planning Department.
John Revella, Village of Walden.
Who else is behind you there?
Mark Crook, New York State DOT.
Barry Cheney, Orange County Legislature.
Tony Carl, TON.
Stacey Butler, Orange County Planning Department.
Welcome.
Travis C. Walden, Orange County DPW.
Rebecca Kennedy, intern at the planning department.
Zach Gamer, also concerned with the.
Welcome both of you as well. Okay, and we have a quorum.
Yes.
Okay, good. Our first item of business is an opportunity for public comment, so I'll open that up right now. Is there anybody here or virtually who would like to make some kind of public comment?
Yes, my name is Bert Thielander. I'd like to make some.
Go ahead.
Good morning. You're aware that I've made comments and recommendations to the OCTC in the past. There's a couple of suggestions I'd like to ask about. One is on behalf of the Vision Hudson Valley Executive Board. They're aware that you folks approved the Warwick Trail project to promote non-motorized. They would like to ask about funding a feasibility study about the Seligman Center connection with Sugarloaf Mountain and also the hamlet of Sugarloaf. There's a sense that that might promote economic benefit in Sugarloaf, in the hamlet of Sugarloaf. So we'd like to request OCTC to consider that. And then another project that we've begun on behalf of the Pathways Committee that I'm a member of and that's promoted by Vision Hudson Valley. We sent letters to elected state and federal representatives. We've met with the Assemblyman Brabennick, and we met with a staff member of Representative Ryan, and we're going to be meeting with Senator Skoufis in early June. We've been seeking access to funding for non-motorized rail trail development, similar to what's been done with the Heritage Trail, the Shenandoah section from Chester to Salisbury Mills. And we wanted to ask you folks if there's anything we can do to supplement some of the funding that you've been obtaining for like the Shenandoah grade development and also stage 3 of the Heritage Trail. And I think there were other railroad grades that were considering transitioning to non-motorized rail trail development. So we wanted to ask you if there's anything that we can do to promote funding, perhaps for stage 3, or perhaps to supplement what's already been done with the Shenandoah Trail. Please let us know, because we can bring that up when we engage those elected representatives. So that's what I wanted to ask you about, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Any questions?
We'll have someone in touch with you regarding that from the
Yes.
planning department.
I'll reach out to you, Bert.
Thank you.
And by the way, I've been talking to Ms. Lancelotti at Divisions about Sugarloaf, so I'll have that conversation continue.
Great. Thank you for your interest.
Okay, any other public comment from anyone? Now is the time. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is to accept the meeting transcript. And we'll ask for a motion on that. Ms. Cardone, second.
I'll second.
You, and any comments or questions regarding it? All those in favor?
Sorry, it just says agenda on top. We're gonna switch that to meeting transcript
Okay, mine says accept meeting transcript.
on the,
No.
on the actual, this one. It went out with agenda on top.
Okay. All right, well, you still think about. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, our next item, number 4, is the Orange County Transportation Council Resolution 2304. I will ask Lauren to give us some background on that.
Yes, so tip amendment 2303 includes one project, and that's PIN 876003, Town of Warwick bicycle and pedestrian trail connection between the Appalachian Trail and Warwick County Park. It is adding 370,000 in the congestion reduction program or CRP funds, and also in local funds and a local match as well. This is an existing project, so it's just adding on the CRP funds. It's not adding a new project. The TIP amendment was introduced at the April Planning Committee meeting. It went out for a 14-day public comment period from May 9th through May 22nd. Received one public comment from Bert, which I will read into the record. He said, "I wish to support the above TIP amendment. I have observed a wide array of recent monthly OCTC meetings. I believe this bike route pedestrian trail project will reduce carbon emissions within Orange County, provide non-motorized transportation options within the Warwick area, and hope that other project proposals such as abandoned railroad grade transition into trail development opportunities will be considered by OCTC. Thank you for seeking comment."
Would you like to say something?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Supervisor Sweeten and the residents, we'd like to thank the OCTC for their support and also the county for helping us with this project also. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any comments? Can I ask for a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
You got it. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, again, from our planning committee meeting, Orange County Transportation Resolution 2305, and I'll ask Mr. Sorensen to discuss that.
Okay, so we have a resolution for allocation of the unallocated Federal Transit Administration FTA 5307 funds for regional transit projects. The section 5307, 5340 formula funds have been apportioned by the Federal Transit Administration to the Mid-Hudson Valley TMA. The Transportation Council adopts a methodology for the distribution of these funds, which states that the TMA Transportation Councils may cooperatively agree to allocate with or without competition the unallocated funds in order to address identified regional transit needs. So that's the process that we used. We held TMA meetings with our colleagues over in Dutchess and Ulster counties. In response to review of capital needs, the transit operators in the region, the 3 TMA councils wish to allocate unprogrammed fiscal year 2020 and fiscal year 2021 section 5307 and 5340 formula funds as follows: $2.48 million to Dutchess County Public Transit for bus equipment, bus engine, and transmission repairs and bus shelters, and $2.26 million to Ulster County Area Transit for electric vehicle charging equipment, solar panels, EV buses, and new bus shelters. It's important to point out that due to a calculation error, the Ulster County Area Transit Fleet Electrification Project figures have been updated in the resolution. Happy to report they actually are going down. Usually doesn't happen that way. So it was introduced at the planning committee meeting in April as follows. The request was for 2.58 million in 5307, 0.645 million in local match, totaling 3.22 million. These figures have been updated and reduced to 2.2 million in 5307 funding and 0.565 million in the local match, totaling 2.825 million. This brings the total allocation to 4.74 million, with the remaining unallocated 5307, 5340 balance of 8.22 million. The revised numbers were sent out on May 16th with the meeting materials, and we did not receive any questions or comments. The council is asked to take action on these revised figures. I just want to mention on the unallocated balance, I am talking internally with staff members and our team at OCTC to identify some potential projects so that OCTC can also pursue some of these unallocated funds.
And you're open to suggestions by our members of the OCTC?
Yes.
Well, Alan, I'd like to add to that too, if I can. So we're also waiting, we have questions in, Martha back to the office, we have questions in with the FTA Region 2 office in New York about what we can spend money on and what we can't. Once we get some clarity back from Region 2, we may have to come back and ask for some of these funds to cover operating expenses based on those answers. And also, what's going on in Washington this week's been going on this month could have an impact on all this too. We're waiting to see how that settles.
Ugly time, let me tell you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
more to follow at some point, once we get some answers out of the higher ups, so to speak.
yeah, maybe one of the few times where we actually meet,
Yeah, yeah.
that's, yeah.
Okay, and do we need a vote for this, or is it just informational?
No, we need to pass the
Yeah, the,
resolution.
yeah.
Okay, then I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make it.
Second. John, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? It passes. Thank you. All right. Next is Orange County Transportation Council Resolution 2023-06, endorsement to support New York State Department of Transportation targets for performance measures related to pavement and bridges on the national highway system. And I'll ask Lauren to give us background.
So as of December 16, 2022, the New York State Department of Transportation established statewide performance targets for the National Highway System, or NHS. With this, the NPOs have 180 days to either formally support the state's targets or establish their own. We recommend that OCTC supports the state targets. This resolution seeks to support NISDOT's established statewide highway performance measures for bridge and pavement conditions on the national highway system. The resolution states that OCTC will plan and program projects that contribute to realizing the state targets. As required by federal law, NISDOT has established targets for the following categories: NHS bridge condition targets by deck area in good condition and in poor condition, NHS pavement condition targets by interstate facility in good condition and poor condition, and NHS pavement condition targets by non-interstate facility in good condition and poor condition.
Okay, is there any comment from CPOT on this? No. Okay. All right, any other discussion? Yes, John.
Just wondering why they are approving a less percentage of good non-interstate and a higher percentage of poor non-interstate. Is the reason for that?
Laura?
That's NISDOT, it's NISDOT's targets.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, I do believe they meet federal requirements, but not
I
sure.
just kind of odd if it's going down. Percentage of good and going up, and percentage of poor. I don't know if we use a reason for it.
Yeah, I can look into that. The logic.
You want to vote on this today or?
The deadline,
We got 180 days from December. So where does that put us?
June.
June.
Now.
Yeah.
All right, we'll vote for it today then. Can I have a motion from someone to accept this? Jake, second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
All right.
Opposed? It is passed. But we'll get more commentary. John.
Thank you.
Okay, next is a presentation. I'll ask Alan to introduce our guest and
Okay, so we have a presentation on Route 17 Exit 122 project. Project sponsors New York State DOT. We have with us today Mark Crook from New York State DOT, who is the project manager, to give a presentation. Mark, thank you for joining us.
I'll stand here to
Would you like me to
Bart.
use the seat?
You can sit in my seat.
No, it's okay. I could point and.
Oh.
Thank you, by the way. thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I apologize. Harry's seen this already.
It's okay.
Alan hasn't because he didn't show up.
He was busy. Preoccupied.
Let me know, Mr. Coots, when you want me to go to the next slide.
Sure,
I'll
it's
look out
correct,
for
but
you.
that's okay.
That's true.
So, if you remember in the fall, the governor made a big announcement about all things Route 17. And we're going to move, we finished the Pell study, which we'll get into, and we're going to be looking at the whole Route 17 corridor. But one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to go back to exit 122 and finish what we didn't finish. Next slide, please. Oh, perfect. No, you can keep going. Next one's good. So we, in the 2000s, when Some kids probably weren't even born yet. We did a EIS for the whole exit 122 interchange. The EIS was completed in 2008, and we had a record of decision, and we started construction of the exit 122 interchange. Once we moved into final design, we realized we didn't have enough funds. So the project was divided into 2 stages, and stage 1 completed the eastbound side. And now we're going back we have funds to complete the westbound portion. Next slide, please. Just to review what we did on the eastbound side. Oh, we're going backwards. Oh, too fast. There you go. Thank you. So stage 1 included, or we completed the eastbound portion. We looked at the ramps, reconfigured the interchange, did some improvements to Crystal Run Road. We had this little tunnel bypass to eliminate the weaving, and that was completed in 2015. Next slide. You may recall the Pell study, which was completed in 2021, and that the Pell study, Pell stands for is Planning and Environmental Linkage Study. And we looked at the whole corridor all the way into Sullivan County. But one of the things that came out of the Pell study was that it just confirmed our analysis of the exit 122 interchange and confirmed all our findings of the needs for the interchange. Next slide, please. So, yeah, that's good. So like I said, this is the exit 122 westbound preliminary plan, which is basically just cleaning up what we didn't finish in 2015. One of the things we have to do is we have to follow the reevaluation process, because the project from 2008 was part of an EIS. So 3 years have passed. I think we have that on the next slide. Yes, perfect. So since 3 years has passed since the 2008 EIS, we have to do a full reevaluation and go back to FHWA to get approvals. So because there was a change in our environmental action, so we had to revisit all that stuff. But the good news is the reevaluation should not be problematic. There won't be any change, and we can move forward with the construction. Next slide. Yeah, so this just highlights the process. So we had our NEPA evaluation from the 2008 EIS, and we are revisiting all our environmental screenings, our impacts. We've consulted with main office and FHWA, and we're moving forward to get a new determination for the project. So let's look at the plans. We have some preliminary plans here. Now, this is the same slide, just the overall westbound direction. It highlights all the properties and what the changes we're making. You'll see on the main line, and I know Harry brought this up at the last meeting, he's very excited. We're going to be eliminating the weaving movement because of the short distance between the existing ramps and the ramps to I-84. We have that weaving problem, but we're solving that. We're solving that with the same plans that we had on the eastbound side. It's basically just a mirror.
It can be really treacherous during rush hour times.
Right. So
It's a real challenge.
we're relocating the ramps. We're going to have a longer deceleration lane and separating the westbound traffic. Next slide, please. These show the new ramps. So the ramps are here now. The new ramps will be here. It's going to be a new or modified traffic signal, and this will be the existing ramps will be converted back to green space, And this is like the tunnel the tunnel that's exactly on the eastbound side. It's going to be on the westbound side too for the crossover. This is our new ramp. One of the things we looked at was the ramp to 84. The geometrics have changed, standards have changed a little, so we are realigning that ramp to 84. The bridge will be widened from both sides to accommodate the separated traffic and to eliminate the weaving. So you'll see some bridge work out there, and I think we're taking borings this year. So you might see some drill crews out there. And we also looked at all the traffic data. We're aware of this Riverside corporate development that's going on. So whatever traffic was going to be generated or will be generated, we anticipated that into our data analysis on Crystal Run Road, and we determined that there won't be any significant or any improvements needed to Crystal Run Road as we develop our Exit 122 project. Schedule. Everybody wants to know when we're going to be inconvenienced with traffic. So we're here in May. We've already had a couple of meetings. We met with Orange County. We met with the town of Wallkill. Our reevaluation process for NEPA, that'll continue into the fall because of all the environmental work we have to revisit and look at. We're still in preliminary engineering, and we're going to be moving into final design this summer. So the next stage is we're going to be having a public open house in the town of Wallkill. You may have already received that information, but I brought flyers.
We also printed out some flyers in English and Spanish if you want to take them, and we will send this through those
Take
OCTC
one, pass it
mailbox
around.
after the meeting.
It's June 1st at the town of Wallkill, 6 p.m. It's an open house forum, so you can come at any time, visit, and the public will have the same opportunity to come in and make comments. And then we'll probably have another meeting in the fall once we get close to preliminary design. And we're looking to have everything all wrapped up this winter. And we'll probably go out to bid with the documents, bid documents probably in March or April. So hopefully a shovel will be in the ground springtime. We anticipate the project to be a 2-year duration, so you're probably looking at 24 and 25. Probably the end of 25 will be the completion of construction. Next slide, please. And here's our contact information. Feel free to reach out to me. It says website under development, but I believe we're going live today or tomorrow. So we're going to have a website, all things Route 17. I don't remember the domain off the top of my head, but I think it's like route17.ny.gov or something like that. But that announcement is going to be coming out of the main office. So that'll be either today or tomorrow. And you see all the graphics here. That's it's going to be like the general theme of the website. But yeah, you can go there and you'll be able to see the health study that we completed. You'll be able to see our Exit 122 updates. And also we're starting the EIS to look at the whole Route 17 corridor. So that'll be up there and that'll be updated. And hopefully, if all goes well in 2025, we'll have a record of decision for the whole Route 17 EIS. And then we'll be going into, right now, we're thinking about 3 design build contracts to implement whatever the findings of the Route 17 EIS. That's it.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Mark,
Mark.
one question.
Sure.
I had one question. There's a park and ride in the vicinity of that has the utilization of that been evaluated? Because I'm just thinking, you're out there, you're mobilized, if there are any enhancements that are needed to the park and ride.
Yeah, you're not the first to bring up that question because because we have pre-COVID data, we have post-COVID data,
Yes.
so people have pointed out, well, some of the park and rides used to be full, now they're only half full.
Yeah.
Because travel patterns, so as part of the EIS process, that's one of the things of mobility, and we'll be looking into that as well.
Okay.
Great. Anyone else? Any questions? Yes.
This is outside the box of this, but kind of relates to a little bit. I understand that the bids went out for Route 17M between Chester and Monroe.
That's a paving job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what the anticipation for completion of that is?
If it's a paving job, it'll get done this year.
Okay. Thank you.
Somebody emailed me about that.
I think it was me, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I emailed Mark Piano or Mark Crux.
Yes.
Thank you,
It's-
thank you.
It's very confusing when the two of us walk into.
Anyone else?
You just say hi, Mark, and it just covers all bases.
Convenient.
Just curious, what is the estimated cost for this project?
We're currently funded at 83 million. Unless Caitlin tells me different.
No, you're right.
Okay, anyone else?
Design started, right?
John?
Are they gonna be changing the exit numbers on 17 anytime soon?
Okay,
I'll just add, so for the public meeting, if you require special translation services or ADA accommodations, the deadline to contact NISDOT is this Friday, May 26th, and you can call 518-732-6302.
give us that website address, we'll share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be coming straight out of Albany, main office. They're on top of it. That's gonna be probably staying everywhere.
You have
Anyone
one,
else, John?
yeah, you have one slide there where there's like a branch coming off the ramp. It looks like westbound and eastbound are merging somehow. I'm not sure what that was. It's on one of the slides where you're having the exit ramp.
It wasn't,
Next one,
That,
next one.
I'll let you know. Oh,
no, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
it was like a
These
ramp.
ones.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
On the left side, those
Yeah.
two there, what is that? Like one's coming off one side, one's the other. What are
This ramp here?
those two? Why is there separation
that's the
there?
area.
Is that gonna be
Because
like?
this is going back to 84.
Okay,
This will take you to stay on 17.
okay, so designated exit for that route.
Yes,
Gotcha.
and that's the whole point of eliminating that weaving. So when you're coming in, you'll have a choice to go to 84 or stay on. I'll go to 17.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody, any of our members? This point? No? Okay. All right, well, thank you very much. It was very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, we will now move on to reports. Alan, give a report for us?
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge and introduce Stacy Butler, who is my new deputy commissioner. Stacy joins us from the law department, and prior to that, she was deputy commissioner at General Services. So she brings a great deal of experience. Very excited to have her on board, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of Stacy in the months ahead. So in addition to that, I know several months back I had presented some proposals in terms of opportunities to enhance active transportation in Orange County. Very close to completing a bikeway vision for Orange County. So I'm hoping to come back and share that in upcoming planning committee meeting. So just working on some final maps for that. It is, very aspirational document, but we're already beginning to implement part of that vision with Scunnamunk Trail and other rail trail initiatives. I see Travis is working on segment 3 of the Heritage Trail. Its work's moving forward very quickly. So we think we have a unique opportunity to create a cohesive active transportation system in Orange, and we're looking forward to pursuing that. So with that, I'll turn it back to Harry. You can turn it
I'll
over.
give it to Lauren.
So 2 updates on 2 projects. The first is the long-range transportation plan update. We have selected a consultant. Transpo Group is going to be helping us with that update, and their sub-consultant, Public Works Partners, will help with the community outreach. So this is going to be an intense 3-month schedule for updates, June through August. We'll be sending out public engagement emails through the OCTC email. We're planning to have 3 public meetings, and we will share details with the committee when the events are closer. We appreciate your assistance in sharing the public involvement opportunities through your social medias and your listservs if possible. But more details to come with that. We're excited to get this project kicked off. The next is the coordinated plan update, which is, I don't remember, it's human services, transportation, public, yeah.
Transit Human Services.
Yeah, transportation plan, coordinated plan. We sent out a survey to stakeholders, including some of the human service transportation providers within the Orange County government. So please take and share flyers to your senior centers, to your municipal offices. We're looking to get feedback from users of the transit systems in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. And then the other day, I was going to see Newburgh where I live, and I saw Rob sitting in the corner of Liberty and Broadway. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was part of the Newburgh area transit redesign that we're doing, and that was our public engagement day. So we, Broadway and Liberty is the, that's the backbone of the service in Newburgh currently. That's a transfer spot. All 4 routes go through that intersection, so we made a point to set up there and talk to folks about what they think of transit now, what they'd like to see in the future, and we got some good feedback.
That we put it to some kind of report or?
Oh, yeah, it's the one that we did in Middletown, we did the same thing in Middletown, the same public engagement in the fall, and we just got an engagement plan where that, implementation plan, I should say. That's coming to a close in Middletown. The Newburgh one just like got kicked off, so in the fall, we'll have the full report.
And Travis, you have anything you want to share from Public Works?
Only update I have is on Louisville Viaduct. It's a Bridge New York project. We had a bid opening for the project. After we supplemented it with some CHIPS funding, we're fully funded. The bid analysis is up with state DOT, and we're hoping that will be authorized to go to contract in a week or so. So hopefully June will be boots on the ground.
Great. Anything from state DOT?
Yeah.
Nothing tonight? Your authority? Welcome. Lizzie's retired now, right?
Oh, she has.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And is Olu? from-
Yes, he is.
Olu, is there anything for you today on the
I
MTA?
did.
I think he's on.
I did.
Olu? Anything from MTA?
I don't think he's on.
Okay. Then I'll open up to anybody else. Anyone else, member reports of any kind?
Before we close, we forgot to read the participants online into the record, so
Okay.
we'll do it. Do you want me to do it now? We have Bert Thielander from Vision Hudson Valley Pathways Committee, Gedalia Zegan from the Village of Curious Joel, Hal Stewart Fisher, who I believe is from the City of Newburgh TAC. Jay Sheffield is from the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey. Jessica Ridgway is OCTC staff. Mr. Gruber, with the Village of Curious Joel, and Robert Martell, who I believe is NISDOT representing the Mid-Hudson South TCC. Is that correct, Robert?
Yes, correct. NIMTech representing Mid-Hudson South TCC.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other business outstanding? Any comments from any of our members today? Anything else you want to
If
add?
you want to read it to record, you had 2 people walking late.
Yes, please note that Wayanda and Middletown were late. But I'm here.
Not that I'm blaming you later.
It's right to embarrass us.
No good deed goes on.
That's one thing. Travis and the Orange County DOT came up and cleaned up in Crawford, an old dump site where the walking trail is. So I want to thank them for coming up and get that done. And then I'll be getting together with you, Harry, I mentioned to Steve, to do that expansion that we talked about. We went up there and talked about 2 loops.
Yep.
And it'll be done. Won't affect any of the people who rent it because we'll be on the old tractor trails. So it'll be very low effect, but I would like to get that going.
Sure.
Now that the dump's cleaned up,
Did we get that bridge taken down up there?
the bridge was taken down, and we put a walkway on it. We've been talking with Travis on some of the old bridges that
Right.
are around that came off of across the Hudson, but we haven't, for now, we're living with a walkway.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, anything else from any of our members? If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
There you go. I'm glad you hear that. Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
All right, we're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.